there, Sagittarius. Welcome to my channel. I am the Tarot Muse and I am here with your weekly love reading. And as you can see, I have laid all the cards out on the table so that I can go really deep into it in as short a space of time as possible and give you the best understanding of what's going on. So let's dive straight into it. All right, so it's quite an intense situation that's happening for you right now, and it's quite a painful situation. I think there's been a realization in a relationship for you, and this beautiful connection has turned sour, so to speak. And one of the contributing reasons for this is two people no longer wanting the same thing. Two people moving in two opposite directions, but also because of money. So I can see there's a huge stress of money around here. So what's happening here is in the center I'm seeing, oh, itchy nose. In the center I'm seeing the Judgment card. So this is what's happening in the present moment. We've got the Judgment card, and then on top of that we've got the Lovers card. So when I explored a little bit more, what is the Lovers about? Because the Lovers card is crossing the Judgment. Now Judgment is all about stepping into a higher place, accountability, and maturing. And it's being crossed by the Lovers. So there's something that's stopping you from fully becoming accountable for your life. And so I explored the Lovers card, and what came up was the Sun, the Five of Cups, and the Three of Cups. So in the center we have the Lost card, and the Lovers is going through a loss right now, but it's a struggle because there's the Sun and the Three of Cups on each side, and this is the fun and the pleasure and the vibrancy and the joy of the relationship. So I went a little bit deeper into what the loss is, and it's we've got the Five of Pentacles, the Magician and the Empress, and it's the struggle. It's not only the financial struggle, but it's the struggle with manifesting abundance. So the struggle around manifesting financial abundance, but also the sensuality, the connection of what was in the relationship before. So this Sagittarius over here is not able to, which is you, the collective, is not able to fully step into a higher place right now with the situation because of there's still a review of everything that's going on. There's still a processing of like the intensity of what's going on. And so I feel like you're kind of in that now. You're busy churning and really processing the reality of the situation. So yeah, I looked at the past, and in the past there's a walking away of something, and it's a walking away in order to find balance and a new beginning. So to start over. So I wasn't sure if this meant that you're actually walking away for good. So I went a little bit deeper into it. And I've got the Death card, the Death card, the Page of Pentacles, the Justice, and the Six of Swords. So this is the death of a financial enterprise or a financial project, perhaps, that the two of you tried to create. Perhaps it didn't work, and so it's now created this separation for you. So perhaps for both of you, your expectations or your understanding around business, money, sustaining yourselves was not realistic. Perhaps you were caught up in this glow of the relationship, just living freely, Sagittarian style, moment to moment, always moving from one exciting adventure to the next, not actually coming down to earth and being practical and grounded about resources and moving forward. And so now, having reached a point where a project that you did try didn't work, it didn't work, and so now you're moving. It's created this distance between the two of you. And so what I see here is in the conscious card is you've become conscious of this. So we've got the, let me just move that over there. There's this, you're trying to manage, you were trying to manage this project. You were trying to manage, but realizing that you were very impulsive about it. Things were not thought through clearly. You just dived into it. So perhaps it could have been a project that you put money into, and now it hasn't worked and you've run out of funds, or it could have been something that you created or started together and it hasn't worked. So you're now realizing that you were very impulsive with this and you didn't think things through. And so what's happening on an unconscious level, unconsciously, is you're starting to detach. So there is a fear around tradition and following the rules, and what's coming up here, following the rules, tradition, systems, the masculine trait of taking action and moving things forward in a consistent way, sort of the healthy masculine quality. So it appears that there's a fear around that, and there's been and this has created part of this shattering, the shattering of the illusion that happened around whatever this enterprise or business was that you invested your money in or started up. It's created it's damaged, it's contributed to damaging the relationship, and you don't realize this yet, but because you're still detached from it. But what will start happening is realizing that it is about starting to work with any issues around the father, and accountability and responsibility, and doing things in a systematic way, and honoring tradition, honoring the rules of business, or working in an environment with others where there's a give and take. And so just coming back to the Judgment card, which is the present moment, and the Lovers. The Judgment card is it's really about going, okay, so I've done this now, it's done, and how can I step into a higher place and learn from it? So you've gone through the death of it, you've gone through the process of having been destructive or destroyed something, or perhaps there was dishonesty, or perhaps there was not thinking clearly. So there's been a meeting of what went wrong or what was done wrong. I mean, nothing is ever really wrong because we're always here to learn, and this is just another learning experience. But you're now taking all of this and stepping into a higher place. It's accountability. But as I said, this is not happening because there's still a hook to the relationship. So this Judgment card for you, what it's about is new creative beginnings for you as a visionary and an entrepreneur. This is you, Sagittarius. It's the King of Wands, fiery and visionary and passionate and exciting and energetic and very much a businessman, very dynamic. And so it's the Judgment card for you is stepping back into that. Okay, where are we? What can I do here? What do I have at hand? How can I reinvent the wheel? Let's get creative. What are my dreams? What are my visions? What are my hopes? And starting to work your magic again. So that isn't entirely happening yet because of the relationship, this partnership that you're in. So, but this is starting to change. So you're starting to see that you're starting to become aware of your impulsiveness, how it is that you just dived in, but you're not conscious yet of that wound that you're needing to meet around the masculine way, the father, what it means to be a man, what it means to be a man in a world where we're working with other systems and other people. So that you are still detached from. In the future, so just something to consider. And if you are interested, we can do a reading about it and go deeper into it. But just coming back here to the future, what I'm seeing is, so it's showing me this relationship. And the partner is coming up as the Queen of Swords. So this is a man or a woman who has been through pain and is, especially around love, especially around the emotions, and has become, has mastered her mind as a result of it. So basically she doesn't take shit anymore, and she's not playing games anymore, and there's almost a hardness that comes out of it, the softness and the femininity of the Queen of Cups is no longer there. This is hard knocks right now, and so I see the relationship over here. I see the relationship, the Two of Cups. I see the marriage or this union. So this could be a marriage between the two of you, or just a very strong bond or relationship. I see the Six of Cups, the success of it, the public recognition of this amazing relationship. And then I see her, and she's the Queen of Swords, and I see the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is, and then I see you, and you're represented as the King of Cups. So I can see that you're very emotional about this situation right now, very emotional about the fact that this person that you fell in love with is behaving out of character for how you thought they were. And she's no longer seeing you for who you are. She's no longer seeing the relationship. She's now become apathetic about the connection, about the love and the passion and the intimacy. Because for her, it's a chapter is closing, and it's, the sharing and the joy of the romance is no longer there. So I also just want to mention that I picked 3 cards in the Lenormand tarot deck, and the 3 cards that came up were Dog, which is loyalty, and Stars, which is wishes and dreams and hope and inspiration, and Fox, which is deception. So basically the loyalty and the hopes and the dreams that existed between the two of you is not what it seems, because the last card that I have on top of the deck is the Woman. So this, and then underneath that is the Heart. So this was a heart connection for you, who appeared to be loyal and everything that you dreamed for, but you're now seeing that it's not. Because we have the deception card, you were deceived by it. Okay, so I went a little bit deeper into what's going on for you right now, and I can see that there's this paradigm shift that's starting to happen around taking charge of your life, taking responsibility. So we have the Emperor. And the Emperor is quite a fatherly figure. It's quite a masculine. It's a very masculine figure, and he's very much about control and structure and stability and taking charge, so that things can move forward. If you imagine a healthy father, those qualities, and so you're really pondering this at the moment, but also realizing that you're needing some space alone to explore this deeper. And your mind is exploring new ideas and really reflecting on what it means to be a healthy male, and taking responsibility for your life. You're really reflecting on your masculinity, and there's a strong possibility that, and I'm not assuming that you're a man, because maybe you're a woman as well, but we have masculine and feminine inside of us, and for us as women, we also need to take charge of our lives. We need to be able to nurture ourselves in a feminine way, but we also need to be able to take action and be responsible and follow systems and consistency and groundedness and paying the bills, etc. So we've got both these facets to us, and right now what's happening for you is really, really exploring that and reflecting on it. And I suspect at some point it'll become clear for you that you have fears around what it means to that masculine quality of responsibility and being on the planet and being in this body and following rules and systems, especially for Sagittarius. Sagittarius is always exploring. I don't want to say chasing after the next shiny thing, but Sagittarians are the philosophers, and they're always looking out there. They're always looking for new inspiration, and sometimes it's really about coming inwards and getting practical in the here and the now, getting the hands dirty. We also have this transiting nodal axis that's happening between Gemini and Sagittarius right now, and we're moving away from the Sagittarius way, which is about beliefs and ideas and out there, and actually coming down here into the nitty-gritty and getting practical. Okay, so when I take a look at what's going on for her, she's experiencing a lot of anxiety around she's, once again, I say she's a she, and interestingly enough, I have a King of Pentacles over here. So this person has stepped into that masculine role of like, okay, let's get grounded, let's get practical, I want to create abundance, I'm tired of struggling. And there's a lot of anxiety around that. And I also get the feeling, and this is where I get the sense that perhaps this is about you two going separate ways, is that we've got the Eight of Wands, and we have the Traveling card that's come up in the Osho. So I've got this feeling that the two of you are splitting, you each wanting to go in different directions. Maybe you wanting to stay as Sagittarius and this person is wanting to go another way. But there's a lot of anxiety around this, and it's trying to find a way to get back to grounding and financial security. And then the relationship itself, nostalgia around, so I see that there is a break that's happening. There's a recuperation that's happening, or a relaxation or passivity or contemplation that's happening around. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Will card, the Power card, which is the Chariot. So it's the energy and the power to create money and to create new abundance and to manifest financial power and abundance. And there has been a very strong nostalgia about that. It's really been on your mind, and you're just taking a bit of space from that and perhaps reflecting and going deeper instead of needing to. You're in a more passive state right now, which is a state of reflection and trying to understand. So with regards to the relationship, what I'm seeing here is the Eight of Cups, the outcome. This is the outcome, the Eight of Cups, walking away. And so I asked, what are we walking away from? And I got the Ace of Cups. We're walking away from the love of the relationship. The Page of Wands, the passion and the adventure. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is things that are set in motion, that are changing now. And I can see that this person, the Three of Wands, is looking away in a new direction, maybe looking to go to another country or looking at another project or focusing energy elsewhere, because this relationship has reached a stalemate, and that is the Two of Swords. It's reached a stalemate. So with regards to the Osho cards, the 4 cards that I got was the Traveling card, the Schizophrenia, the Stress card, and I've got the Understanding card. So the traveling card. So this leads me to think that maybe there's a journey that's wanting to happen. So perhaps you're stranded somewhere in the world and, you know, wanting to see if you can get back to your family or back to where you come from, or perhaps feeling stuck in your situation where you are and wanting to go somewhere new. Then we've got the schizophrenia card, which is about this tension between, do I do this or do I do that? And the inability to make a decision. And the idea is just to let go of the mind and just to surrender to what is happening. And then the last card is the stress card, and this is an intense card. It means that you're under an immense amount of pressure, and I sense it's financial, and possibly being in a foreign country and not knowing how to meet what's going on as a result of not having finances. So the last card that came up before I close this session is the Love Oracle, and what it says is avoid getting entangled in other people's romantic affairs, as your own relationship may be harmed. Be discreet in word and action. So I don't know if that means anything for you, Sagittarius, but the last one says, what power of faith has been tested through sorrow and a sense of missed opportunity. This shall all pass, and new insights for growth and fulfillment will be born out of the pain. This bad experience was necessary for your spiritual growth. So just FYI, all the readings that I'm doing at the moment are going through some kind of shadow. I'm not really getting any happy endings. It seems like this is really something that's happening on the planet at the moment. We're all, the whole world is changing as we know it, and we're having to restructure ourselves and realign with where it's going, and it's painful, and it involves digging deeper into who we are and how we were previously and what's not working. So hang in there, Sagittarius, things will shift. If you'd like to do a reading, as I mentioned, you're welcome to email me and we can go deeper. My email is in the description box. Otherwise, please, if you liked this reading, subscribe, and do feel free to leave a message, and please like my channel. And yeah, thank you for, if you're still here, thank you for watching. And I'll be back again next week. Bye.